I grew up in the Lompoc area, went to Cal Poly, graduated in 2007, kicked around. I was a geologist for a while, I did some archaeology, wanted to go back to grad school and study military history, but that kind of fell through, so I ended up back in Lompoc, got into wine, and was actually working at Zotovitch for 2011, and then in 2012 I went to Australia, and then came back to Zotovitch in June of 2012, and was the assistant winemaker until 2015, and then became the winemaker in 2015. Steve Zotovitch is the owner. He purchased the property in 2004. Our kind of like urban legend about the winery is that he signed the papers the day Sideways was released in theaters. So his land value like tripled right away. And I guess our brand, we're just kind of a small family-owned winery. We've got like 40 acres planted, 38 and a half. And we've just been trying to build kind of that small family-focused brand for a long time. We're vineyard-focused, and then the winery is kind of, I wouldn't say secondary, but it's definitely more, you know, we think 95% of what we do is vineyard-based. The idea was you could grow Pinot in this climate because of the marine layer that comes in, and it's what made it different. That and the transverse ranges, you know, it goes east-west, one of the few places in California that it does. So the fog kind of sits in around that area and holds on longer. So it's a cool climate area kind of surrounded by warmer climate sections. So our Pinots tend to be, you know, a little more put together. They take a longer to develop, so they tend to have a little more depth than a lot of the other spots around. For me, the big thing is the pick date and getting everything kind of right and doing minor adjustments up front. Anything that you can do, the sooner you can do it, and the smaller you can do it, the better. So I focus on the pick and try to get the pick so minimal and so that my window is so small that when it does come in, any adjustments we have to make are minor and can be done up front. And then I like to try to leave it alone and not touch it again as far as making any kind of winemaking adjustment. So that way, you know, if I need to, I'll say, okay, well, this came in really early, so maybe I'll let something hang out a little bit longer and then try to blend things together. I don't really like to put my own influence on the wines. I like to just kind of guide, not force. For our little section of Santa Rita Hills, just the ability to get grapes ripe but also retain that acidity allows you to have these wines that kind of hit both fruit and acid. I think our Syrah is kind of our red flagship. That should be a wine we're leaning more towards, and I think we do really well. I think in comparison to everything else, our Pinot it's good, but I think there are other standouts in this area as well. I really think our Syrah is a standout, just amazing wine, and has been. There weren't a whole lot of cool climate Syrahs when we started making it here, and we've been producing it for a while. Other people have started to come on board doing more cool climate Syrahs, and I think this area can do those well. It takes a little longer to ripen, but I think it gives it that depth, and cool climate Syrahs are really tasty. So I think that's going to be a movement you see in Santa Rita Hills, moving more towards Syrah, a little less Pinot as the Pinot market becomes oversaturated.